Hey guys, welcome to my Crush Engagement Masterclass for Facebook. During this masterclass, I'm going to show you 10 different highly effective strategies to help you skyrocket your engagement on Facebook. This is going to help bring in a ton more eyeballs on the content that you're putting out there. It's going to help you build that authority better, build more rapport, and all of this is going to translate into more sales and signups for your business. Okay? So after watching this masterclass, you're going to walk away with some tangible action steps that you can begin implementing like right away, okay, to start immediately boosting your engagement on Facebook, okay? And I'm not kidding when I say immediate. You know, before I started implementing the steps that I'm about to share with you, this is what my engagement looked like, okay? Yeah, it's pretty sad. But once I started actually implementing these strategies that I'm going to share with you in just a moment here, and I'm talking like within a week, seriously, maybe even a few days, I was going from maybe like 2 to 5 comments on my stuff to like 50 comments on my stuff, and then after a week or two to like hundreds, you know? So these strategies really do work if you implement them, okay? So are you ready? All right, let's dive into engagement number 1, okay? Now this one here is the absolute foundation. It's like the holy grail of all engagement tips, okay? Unfortunately, it's also one of the engagement tips that I bet many will not implement. It's because it does take a little bit of work, and it does take a little bit of sacrifice, okay? But if you do implement this one tip, it's going to make a tremendous difference in your engagement. I can guarantee it. And I don't guarantee stuff. Alright, so anyway, for this tip to work, you need to engage on other people's posts for 1 to 2 hours every day, and as early as possible in the morning. Now, like myself, I get up about 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, and that's the first thing I do is I start engaging, okay, on my Facebook. And I do it for about an hour or two, okay, depending on what's going on, you know. But the minimum is 1 hour. And then I'll drop my post. And that's very important. You don't want to drop your post before you do your engaging. It has to be the other way around. Okay, you need to do the engaging first for the hour or two, and then put up your post for the day. Okay? Now, if you are the type of person who likes to post more than once a day, and I do not recommend posting more than twice a day, okay? Anything more than that, your posts are just going to compete with each other, and you're not going to get very much engagement, all right? So, but it is okay to post, you know, twice a day if you want to. You just need to space it out. So you could do a post in the morning and then a post at night or in the evening. And what I would do is before your morning post, I would do this strategy right here. I would do my early morning engagement for the hour or two, drop my post, and then in the evening I have another quicker engagement strategy that you can do, which only takes about 10 minutes. You would do that, and then you would drop your second post, and I'll get into that in a little bit here, okay? So if you follow just this one strategy alone, you will have a significant improvement in your engagement without even doing anything else that I'm about to show you. Alright, engagement tip number 2 is you want to get your stories working for you, okay? And by that I mean, don't just sit there and watch stories. Like, put your stories up and then just sit there and chill while the stories, you know, go from one to the next to the next. You want to actually engage on these stories. And by that, I mean like the hearts, likes, or maybe the little care emoji or the laughing, you know, whatever's appropriate for that particular post. And even better, you want to comment on them. So I'm going to show you really quick what I mean by this. And I'm on a laptop right now, so what I'm going to show you is not going to be quite as effective as if I was on my mobile phone, which I prefer to be on, but at the moment I can't. So anyway, so what I'm talking about, let me turn the volume down just in case they have music playing here. Oh, I don't know. So say you're on a story. Instead of just sitting here like this, right? Just watching it, watching it, and letting the next one click on. Oh, this one's a long one. Okay, and then sitting there watching this one. You know, instead of doing that, what you want to do is actually come down and engage. And I like to just give them some love. Go on to the next. This can be super quick too. Give them some love. Go on to the next one. Give them some love. Or you can give them some care if you want. Or a little thumbs up. Whatever, you know. Next. Love. Next. And so forth, right? And that's pretty much what I do. I do this for about 15 minutes. Not even that much. In all honesty, I do this for about 5-10 minutes tops. Okay? Before I drop my post. And even better, what you want to do is come in and actually comment right in here. Like this side, I really don't have much to comment on that. Hold on. Oh, that's pretty. So like, oh, crap, that would have been cool to... Let me see. So like in here, I would just say, wow, these are cool. Wow, these are cool colors. You gotta be careful what you're commenting on, though, because this will probably have her come back and ask me if I'm interested. So I'm not going to actually send this. But, excuse me. But, you know, when you're texting and sending, or commenting on people's stories, I think I just went through, it goes straight to their inbox. Like this right here, I would comment, I'd be like, wow, those are beautiful. Wow, those are really beautiful, you know, and then I would just go ahead and send it. And you see that actually went to her, and that goes straight to her inbox. And what that does is it's actually like a win-win. So I'm supporting her story, but I'm also getting up in her inbox. So now that is like a potential conversation that we can have. And when you're having conversations with people, that actually boosts the algorithm too, because Facebook sees that, well, hey, this person is chatting with this person. They're connected. They like each other. You know, I'm going to go and show more of their content with each other. And the more people you can have conversations with, the better. Okay? So you want to be interacting. Sorry. You want to be interacting and commenting on people's stuff. Instead of just watching the stories. Alright. Just hold on one second, guys. I just want to check and see. Let me check my phone for a second. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, engagement tip number 2. No, we just did that one, I'm sorry. Engagement tip number 3 is what I meant to say. You don't want to put your links in the post description space. Okay, and I'll show you really quick what I mean by that. I'm talking about this area right here in your posts, okay? And the reason being is because the most ultimate goal Facebook has is to keep people on Facebook as long as possible. Facebook does not want people to go off of Facebook and onto other places. They want to keep people on their platform as long as possible. So if you are creating posts and you're putting a link in your post, essentially you are directing people off of Facebook, right? So Facebook doesn't like that, and so they're not going to show that particular post to as many people. You know, they're going to show that post to as many people as they can, because, you know, there's a link in there and you're directing people off of Facebook. So what you can do, if you the best thing you can do actually is have people reach out to you. That's what I like to do. You can do that through some kind of a call to action. You know, either ask them to reach out to you, ask them to send you a DM, or just tell them to drop a certain word in the comments, you know. And that actually gets you having a conversation with them, which also helps with your engagement, and it also helps build rapport. Instead of just having people click on your link and going straight to your website, and then they make their decisions based off of what they just saw on the website rather than actually having a conversation with you. So it's better off to get people to reach out to you. But if you absolutely have to put a link in your post. You can do it, I mean, on the image itself is fine, or in the comments, okay? But never, never, never put the links right here in the description, because your post will not be shown to a lot of people doing that. All right. All right, so now engagement tip number 4. You want to comment. You want to respond and comment back on all the comments on your posts, or as many of them as you can. Sometimes if you have a lot of comments, I mean, you can't get back to every single comment, right? But you want to try to comment back on as many comments on your posts as you can. And what I like to do is when I drop my post in the morning, you know, I'll go about, do something else, and then after a couple hours, I'll come back and check on, you know, whatever comments that I got on that post, and I will go ahead and I will comment on a few of them, right? And then I'll go back and do something else, whatever I'm doing, and then a few hours later, I'll come back and check again, and maybe post some comments on a few more of them, and so forth. And I'll do this throughout the day on my on today's post. And by the end of the day, I've pretty much commented on most of the comments. But in addition to commenting on my posts that I made today, I'm also going to go and reactivate a couple of my older posts. And I do this once a day in addition to my new posts. So what I'll do is, you know, on my post I did today, like I said, I'll check periodically throughout the day, and I will, you know, catch up with my comments. But then once a day, I'm going to come and I'm going to find maybe 2 or 3 older posts that I want to get back, you know, activate and get it back up into the news feed so more people will see it. So I will come down and I will comment on people's comments. Or even if there is no comments and I just want to say I want to reactivate this video, but I don't have any more comments to respond to, that's okay. You can still reactivate it by, you know, just maybe put a sticker up there or something, you know. And that, when you get activity in your comments like that, whether it's your own or somebody else comments, it automatically boosts it back up to the top of the news feed again. So more people are going to see that post again, and that's going to further increase your engagement, okay? But I will pick 2 or 3 posts once a day, old posts, and I will reactivate them by doing that. And that helps boost your engagement and gets more people looking at that post. All right, so engagement tip number 5 is your messenger. You want to get up into people's inboxes as much as possible. Have conversations. That is the absolute best way to boost the engagement and, you know, get networking with people. Again, when Facebook sees people having a conversation back and forth, they say to themselves, well, hey, these people want to connect with each other. They must like each other. I'm going to push their content in front of each other. And the more people you're having conversations with, the more people that are going to see your content, okay? So, again, wink, wink, wink. A good way to get up in people's messenger without feeling like you're intruding is by commenting on their stories. And it's kind of like a win-win, because you are actually supporting their story by commenting, which helps their algorithm. And then you're also getting up in their inbox and starting that conversation, which, you know, is what you are looking for. Okay? Engagement tip number 6 is the quality of posts. Okay, you need to be creating posts that are worth engaging on. You can't sit there and post crappy pictures and half-assed lazy posts and expect people to engage on it. Okay, you got to create engagement-worthy posts. And I'm going to show you an example of what I mean. All right, so take a look at these two posts. Okay, this is a really sucky post. Okay, and I just threw that up here just for the sake of this training. I don't really ever post anything that looks like that, especially not with the way I look in this picture. I actually put that picture up as a joke. This was actually, I think I took this picture maybe a couple of years ago. I had a really bad banging headache and hangover, and I took my picture as a joke. So thankfully, I don't ever look like that anymore. But anyway, this is a picture, or an example of a crappy post. You know, yo, buy my stuff, it's the bestest of all, you know, and blah 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 blah, all about my product, and I don't give any care about you or your needs or your wants, just buy my product. That's pretty much what this post looks like, right? Now this post here, I am also promoting something. I'm not promoting a particular product, but I am promoting my training. And you know, and in reality, what I'm promoting in this post is I'm trying to get people to join my free Facebook group. Okay, but you can tell the difference. I mean, look at the difference. This is all about my product. Buy my stuff. Buy my stuff. This right here is, hey, how can I help you? Right? This is what you have. What I'm going to offer you. So these are the benefits. Here's an easy way for you to get those benefits. You know, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it's creative, it's branded, you know, I mean, if you were to take a look at these two different posts, which would you be more willing to engage on, or maybe even take action? You know, you get what I'm saying here? Yeah, you want to try to be creative as possible with your posts and make them worthy of engagement. Okay, on top of that, another way, what am I trying to say here? Other than just the quality of your posts, the different types of posts are going to determine the type of engagement you get too, because not all post types will bring in a lot of engagement. That's just how it is, okay? Like, for instance, question posts and quotes, they bring in a huge amount of engagement, okay? Just people love, I don't know, they love commenting on quotes. They love questions. It's a very great way to build engagement quickly on your page. But if you were to post up a product post, I don't care how amazing it looks, it could be really beautiful and fully crafted with all sorts of bells and whistles on it, you still are not going to have half the engagement on that as you would on a questions or quotes post. Alright? And that's just how it is. So, because you don't get a whole lot of traction on certain types of posts, you definitely want to sprinkle in questions and quotes and things like that, because it just helps, you know, it helps boost the algorithm and it helps getting a lot of people on your page. So, like for me, I will post maybe one direct, hey, this is my product post, which I rarely ever do. I mean, right now I don't really even promote products, but I'll be like, hey, this is what I'm selling. But usually I'll post, you know, 1 or 2 curiosity posts a week that raises curiosity. It draws in leads. It gets people curious, gets people reaching out to me. And then the other posts will be like lifestyle posts. Again, the questions and the quotes. The how-to posts, pretty much the value posts. You know, I like to mix it together and kind of so you want to be mixing up your different posts. You know, like maybe one day you can put up a product post, and then the next day you can put up a lifestyle post, and then the following day put up a quote. Okay, and then maybe do a video or a how-to or something, teach somebody something, you know, and then maybe the next day you can do a question, ask a question, get people to engage by answering the question, that kind of thing. Okay, now just because these draw in a lot of engagement does not mean that there isn't a wrong way to do it, because there certainly is. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. When you're asking questions, you want to make it easy for people to respond. You know, you don't want to post questions that make people have to think, or that makes them have to spend a whole lot of time having to answer your question, okay? Because they're just going to skip over your post. So here's some examples. Like, this is the wrong way. For instance, this question, which is trying to build engagement, it asks, what are 5 things that get you motivated in the morning? Now, there's nothing wrong with the question, but who has time to sit there and think about and then type out 5 things that motivates them in the morning? You know, yeah, most people are going to skip that. They're just going to go right over it, scroll right on by, and go on to the next post. But if you were to put up something like this instead, what is one thing that really gets you pumped in the morning and ready to go? More people are probably going to respond to that because it's only asking for one thing. They don't have to think a whole lot. You know, it's a question post, so most people want to answer the question, and you're going to get a heck of a lot more engagement on something like that, okay? So when you're doing your engagement questions, make it so they don't have to think too much and they don't have to type too much. It's something they can just, you know, comment to really quick and get on with their day. Okay, engagement tip number 8. Okay, this is a big one. Okay, you want to clean out your inactive friends. I don't know who here knows this, but if you have a lot of inactive friends, they are hurting your engagement. Okay, there is no point in having 3,000 or 5,000 friends on Facebook if only a third of them are engaging on your stuff. Because when you're putting out content and Facebook sees only a handful of people engaging on their stuff, Facebook thinks to themselves, well, this is not popular content, so I'm not going to show it to a lot of people. Okay? But when you have a bunch of people engaging on your stuff, then Facebook sees it as, well, hey, people like this. I'm going to show more of this to more people. Right? So when you have a bunch of inactive friends, they're just taking up space. You should get rid of them inactive friends and get new ones. Okay? And I'm going to show you, there's 2 ways to do it. You can do it manually or you can do it through like an automatic software. I used to do it manually all the time, but now I have an automated software that does it for me, and it's if you can afford it, it's only $49 a month, but there's other softwares out there that are probably cheaper than that. But if you can afford to invest in a software that helps you scrape out your inactive friends, I highly recommend it, okay? Highly recommend it. Making that little investment in yourself, it's going to do a world of difference in your business. So anyway, there's 2 ways you can clean out your inactive friends. Manually, now, I'm on a laptop, so I'm going to try to show this to you, but it's so much easier when I am on my mobile phone. But to do this manually, you'd have to go to your friends list, right? And obviously, you don't want to touch your recently added people, even if they're not engaging, okay? Because these are just fresh people that you've just added. So at that juncture, all I would do is I would start building a relationship. So, hey, these are people I just became friends with. So I'm going to go and I'm going to start engaging on these people's stuff. And then I'm going to send them a message and say hello, you know, and get the conversation started. And generally, I think that, I don't really know for sure. I think that Facebook lists your friends from oldest to newest, but don't quote me on that. I think they used to. I don't know if they still do. But on mobile, there's actually a setting where you can click oldest friends or newest friends. So in that case, you would click on the oldest friends, and then from there, you would check and see if they've been engaging. You can kind of tell. You know who's engaging and who's not for the most part, right? Because you tend to get to know them. Like, for instance, Judy. Actually, you know what? Now, looking at that, all these people, these are the people that engage on my stuff the most. I can tell already because I recognize all these names. So it must be the other way around. The people that are on top are the ones that do the engaging the most, and all the way to the bottom are the ones who don't. So, yeah, you would have to go to the bottom, to start working your way, you know? That's how it is. I'm sorry. I'm so used to my automated software now. So that's what it is. The people on the bottom of your list are the ones that aren't engaging. Okay, so you have two options when it comes to doing it manually. You can either start engaging with their stuff and send them a message and try to re-spark a connection there and see if they come back and start engaging on your stuff or messaging you back. Or you can just delete them, you know, and just add on new people. It's entirely up to you. Now, if you decide that you want to, hey, I'm going to try, you know, these people aren't engaging on my stuff, but I want to try to warm them up and see if I can't get them to start. A great way you can do this is if you were to go to their profile, right? First of all, I like her cover. That's a pretty cool cover. If you go to the profile, you can click on See Friendship, and if you're on your mobile phone, right here, it usually tells you when you guys became friends. I don't know why it doesn't on your desktop, but this can kind of give you an idea of how long you've been friends, okay? And if you don't recognize their name, chances are, and they're all the way down to the bottom, chances are they don't do much engaging. So in this case, you could sit there and send them a message and maybe engage on some of their stuff, and then just take their name and their Facebook URL and come over to Trello.com, or you can use any method you want to keep track, right? And then you could just add, like this is Trello. I like using this for a lot of things, but you could create a board. Just click Create Board. I already created one. And then you would just, Facebook friends that aren't engaging, you would come down. So in this case, I would just take her name, right? And I would come down and add her name. And then you'd have to go to her, her profile. I don't even know how to do it. Sorry. That's what I'm saying. It's so tedious to do it manually. I'd rather just do the software. But anyways, you would grab hold of her Facebook address here, and then you could come in here, click on here, put it in here, and save, right? You could even maybe put the date. Like say, what's today's date? Today is 11/24/21. This is when I added her. So maybe 2 weeks from now, after I engage on her stuff for a while and I send her a message, maybe a week or two from now, I'm going to double check on this person and see if they've engaged back and see if they've messaged me back. And if they haven't done either, I'm going to go ahead and delete them. Okay, so that's a good way to manually check if they're engaging. Now, again, that is so tedious, okay? One more thing before I get on to the automated part. If you see people like this, I would automatically delete. Okay, except for this person here, I know her. I actually, she's a big engager, and she's I've known her for years, so she must have something going on with her profile right now. Hopefully she didn't get hacked or something, because she normally has a profile picture. So, but for people that you don't recognize, if they have no profile picture, get rid of them. It could be a fake account. I would just get rid of them, okay? So anyway, I'm going to show you how to do this through software. Now, this software is called Social Prospector Pro. It's $49 a month, and it's the most amazing tool I have ever used, okay? Not only does it help me find all my inactive people, so I can easily get rid of them with a push of the button, but it also helps me build my friends list. Like, it will go out and I'll show you actually. It will help you send out automatic friend requests. It will help you message people automatically without you having to do it. It will help you get people to your group if you have a group. It will help you find all the deactivated profiles so that you can get rid of them. And everything is automated, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so anyway, for inactive people, you would just come here and you would, after you've loaded up your friends, and I'm not going to teach you how to use this software, okay? There's so much tutorials and help if you were to get the software. And by the way, if you would like this software, just send me a message and I will get you the link to that. It is an affiliate link of mine, so I will make a commission if you decide to go ahead and use it. But I'm not, that's up to you. There's plenty of other softwares out there that you could do the same thing, maybe even cheaper, but this is the one I go with. I love it. So anyway, if they have an option, you can scan if somebody didn't post for the past 7 days or 14, 30, all the way up to 365 days, okay? And I usually start with this one. I will scan it, and I've already done the scan, so I'm not going to do it. And then you come down to Inactive Organizer, and you can organize these inactive people, okay? You can organize them from newest to oldest or oldest to newest. So obviously, newest to oldest, this is just going to show me all the newest people. So I know that all these people, there's over 1,000 of these people who are not engaging with me. They're inactive, but they're new. I'm pretty active about building my network, so that's why I have so many inactive new friends, because I add like at least 50 people to my network a day. So anyway, this number right here tells me that I have over 1,000 people that I need to start relationships with. I've been slacking. So I got to get my butt in gear here, and I got to start engaging on these people's posts and maybe, sending them a message and starting conversations, okay? And that's a great tool to show you exactly how many new people you need to start building that relationship with. But if you come down here to the oldest to newest, this shows you all the people who have been friends with you for a long time, or for at least a year, but they're not engaging on your stuff. So these are the people that you want to either try to re-spark a relationship with them, or, get them the heck out of there, delete them. So highly effective tool. I'm just going to show you really quick how this works. Now, I'm going to click on, let me see, right here, I want to select, I'm just going to say select, let's just do 50 just for this demonstration, okay? Now, there might be some people on your list that you don't want to delete. Like, I know Brian, he's a top leader in our industry. I learned so much from him. So even though we don't talk back and forth, I don't want to delete him because I like his stuff. So there might be people like that that you want to keep as friends. But, the rest of them, if they're not, I like him too. So you might want to just do a quick scan. Just make sure you're not getting rid of some people that you want to be their friend, okay? And what it does is you can select 50, you can select 100, 200, and so forth. When you're starting off, you definitely want to start off slow. But what it does is it pulls them down here, okay? If you want to add more, say, to this list, you can, because I took some off, so you could add more if you want. I'll add a few more. Alright, so all I would do at this point is click on Remove Selected, right? And you want the amount of friends that I want to remove before I let it pause. Now, you always want to let it pause because you don't want it to like bam, 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 to take 50 people off all at once, because that could land you in Facebook jail. You want to do things slowly, right? So I'm going to say remove 10 people and then pause for 5 minutes. You can add them to your blacklist where they won't be able to friend request you again, but I don't do that. And then just click Start Removal. Now it's going to automatically go and start removing these friends. It will remove 10 of them, see? And then it's going to wait for 5 minutes, and then it's going to remove 10 more. And while it's doing this, you can do whatever you need to do, except you don't want to multitask on Facebook. That's the only thing, okay? But if you have other projects you need to work on, then go work on your other projects. And in the background, this is going to do this for you. It's just an amazing tool. Okay, so let it finish the 10 real quick, and then I want to show you really quick how to the friend requests. Hold on one second, I'm just trying to text my son really quick while it's doing that. Okay, I'm going to stop this. Normally I would let it go all the way through, but I just want to show you something really quick before we get on to the rest of this masterclass. So anyway, this is just one more feature. You know, so I don't know why I can't talk today. It will automatically go out and find friends for you and send friend requests on your behalf, okay? And it's niche specific. So like say member friender is a good one. This is all the groups that I'm involved in. Obviously, I'm only joining groups that are within my niche, right? So you click fetch groups. I already did that, so all my groups are here. So all you would do is decide on which, you know, if you want a particular group that you want it to work through. So let's say that I want the women's entrepreneur, right? So I would just click on friend members, and that's it. This software is going to go, well, actually you have to press start, and what it's going to do is it's going to start automatically friending people that I'm not friends with. And there's different settings. You could do like mutual friends only. You can select only people in the US. There's many different settings that you can do to get more selective about the type of friends that you're looking for, okay? And again, I'm not going to go through all that because they do a really good job of training you how to use this software. I was hoping that it would start. Anyway, the one thing you do want to make sure you do is click on your settings in here. I was hoping it would start. Let me pause this really quick until it starts. Okay, so as you can see, it's automatically going, and it's going down the list. These are all the people that are in the group that are within my niche. So they're very targeted, and it's going and it's automatically sending them a friend request. Now, you know, obviously it's software, so it's not going to be perfect. So like something like this, it will send this person a friend request. So I'll have to go in and just double check and probably delete it, because I don't usually like to be friends with people that don't have a profile picture. But for the most part, you get quality targeted people, and it's going to come down. And I have my settings at it sends a friend request, and then it waits a minute and 20 seconds, and then it will send another friend request, because you don't want it to send back to back to back friend, because that will definitely send you to Facebook jail. So you can change the settings where I'm trying to wait for it to send another one really quick before there it is. Okay, so as you see, it went ahead and automatically sent another one. Now it's waiting another minute and 20 seconds, and then it's going to go on to the third one, and so forth. Okay, I'm going to cancel that because I don't want to be that person's friend. But anyway, that's how it is, and you can go on your day and do whatever work that needs to be done, right? These are the settings that I was telling you about really quick, where you can just set it right here. They delay between friend requests 120 seconds, okay? So anyway, that's how this works. It's really great to scrape your inactive friends and get rid of them and clean up your inactive friends, okay? It's so much better than trying to do it manually. Alright, so let me get back to where I was here. Sorry. I think I lost my place. It's been so long. My bad. Alright, hold on. I gotta go back to where I was. Bear with me. I gotta go back to where I was because I was off. I was paused for too long. Alright, so Engagement tip number 9. You want to send a message with all of your Facebook friend requests, okay? This is if you're doing it manually. Obviously, you can't really send a Facebook message with the software, but I'm going to show you an easy way to get around that. Anyway, you're going to send a message with your Facebook friend request, and you want to end your messages with a question, okay? This way, it increases the chances of them coming back and messaging you back, which will cause the algorithm to, again, start showing your stuff to them more, which means more engagement, okay? If you send a message without a question on the end, you risk the chance of them just, like, not really responding to it, okay? But if you put a question, I mean, most of the time, they will come back and answer your question. So, really quick, I'm going to show you. There's actually a section in here too that you can actually send messages to people who are new, and I'm not going to do it, but you would just type your message in here. So first name, this way it always puts their name in there, and I'd be like, hey, how's it going? Great to connect with you. Look forward to following your posts. What are you up to today? Okay, that's just an example, okay? And you would actually add a few variations of that message, and then you would come over here and you would go to recently added, okay? You can message people within the last 24 hours that you've added, or within the last, I usually like to do the last 7 days. That way I get a handful of people. These are all people who have friend requested you and you've accepted their friend requests, or people you've sent messages or friend requests to and they've accepted yours. Okay, so, and then I would select how many friends I want to message. And I always do at least 60 minutes in between each message, and then bam, I'd send the message, okay? And, you know, if I did like 30, it would send message. It would send a message, it would send the message to 30 of my most recently added people. And you do this maybe a few times a week, and it helps you keep on track of all your new people that you're adding into your network without you having to personally go and message them, okay? It's just another great way to automate your Facebook stuff. Okay, so you want to always end your messages with a question, because that gets them to message you back with an answer, and that helps your engagement. And an example again would be, hey, whoever, you know, I found you in XYZ group. Always tell them where you found them, you know, maybe I came across your profile, or I found you on this such and such group, or whatever. I just came across your profile. If you don't remember where you found them, that's fine. Thought it would be super cool to reach out. Hope you don't mind. And then I would end with a question. How is your day going so far? Okay. And when you are responding to people that are requesting your friendship, you want to do the same. If you send them a message, whether they send you a message first or not, you're going to send them a message, and you're going to end that with a question. And usually, how's your day going, or what are you up to today, or how you doing, or that is just an easy generic way to get a question out there, but you can get as creative as you want. Okay, and number 10, engagement tip number 10. This is my engagement quickie 333, I call it. And this is just a quick way to boost the algorithm before you drop a post to help get more eyeballs on that post and your other content. Like if you don't have time to sit there and engage for an hour, you know, or whatever, before you drop or before you make a post, at least do this, okay? You want to, there's 3 actions. That's why I call it 333. So you want to engage and comment on 10 stories, and I showed you how to do that, you know, with the hearts and the likes or whatever, and then comment on the stories. You want to do 10 of those. You want to send or answer 10 messages. A simple "how's your day" will work fine. And this can be to anybody. It doesn't have to be to new people. It could be to anybody. You know, just message 10 people, how you doing? And then you want to comment and like or heart on 10 people's posts. Okay, this takes all about 10 minutes. So do this at least, bare minimum, before you put any posts down, if you're not going to do the hour-long engagement. But if you want to have good engagement, then you really need to go and do the first strategy that I showed you, where you are engaging as early as possible for at least an hour to 2 hours, and you will get the maximum amount of results doing that. If not, bare minimum, you're not going to get a whole lot of, you're not going to get hundreds of comments by doing this method, but you will get your message in front of people, more people, if you do this before you drop a post. If you put a post down without engaging at all, you're going to get crickets. Just so you know, don't even bother putting a post up if you haven't done any engaging first. I'm just letting you know that. Just putting that out there. Okie dokie. So anyway, that's my engagement strategy. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. Just get started. Just start implementing some of these strategies. Make a habit. Be consistent with it, and you are going to definitely have results. All right. To help you, I've actually, you should have, when you joined this, you should have received an engagement checklist, and this is basically just a checklist that I created for you to stay on track with your tasks. Okay, I made it white so that way you can print out as many as you want, and it won't take up a lot of your ink either. But you can print them up if you want, and then just check them off each day as you do the task. It just helps you stay on track. If for any reason you didn't get that engagement checklist in your email, just reach out to me, let me know, and I'll be happy to get that to you, okay? So there you go. I hope this engagement masterclass has been helpful to you. Go ahead and put it to work, and then let me know. I would love if you